Good morning, everybody. It's
morning.
the Dr. Laura and Amanda show at the Avalon Laser Clinic.
It's Thursday again, round 4, Facebook Live versus us.
Us, yeah. Let's see if we can get through this one without too many blunders today.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
I know.
Okay.
But I love to laugh, if you haven't figured that out yet.
Yes. So, case in point. Okay, so today's video is about what is a life coach anyway, and this is a question that I myself asked Amanda when I first met her. So, Amanda, how do you answer that question? What is a life coach?
What is a life coach? I answer by saying something like, well, you know when you get to a stage in your life when things aren't going well, or you're stuck is the common phrase right now, and you don't know which direction to go in. Well, what a life coach does is comes in and helps you get clear direction by mapping out some choices for you and giving you options that you can take action on yourself.
So one of the ways she explained it to me one time that I found really helpful was in the same way a athlete needs a coach in order to do better at their sport. Sometimes when people get stuck trying to get through a particular experience in life, a life coach can help them get through where they're mentally and emotionally stuck on coping with particular events or whatever's going on. So, which leads me to my next question. What's the most common problem that you see or you can help with?
I would say it's getting to a place where you don't know which decision to make. You know, again, stuck. You've been, usually you've tried everything. You know, you've tried different solutions, you can't figure it out, and you feel like you're in a box. We were saying earlier.
We were goofing around. I'm trapped in a
We're
box.
trapped in the box.
Anyway.
It's okay.
On track.
And you've used all the same methods of trying to figure it out as you always have, and it's not working. You know, the definition of doing it over and over, it's not working. And you've come to a point where you know that you need help. You need someone to look at it from a different angle and give you a different perspective. And that's actually what I love to do. So a big part of coaching for me is strategizing with clients on different options that they can take to move forward and how they can take those steps. So I actually give a lot of homework when someone comes to see me, so be prepared.
I've seen the homework.
And I give it on purple paper, so you actually always see the note when you look in your pocket or your purse. You know, that was from Amanda. It's my homework.
It's a reminder.
Cool.
So, on that note then, what is your perspective on the mental and emotional underpinnings of a chronic condition or disease? Since this is a health clinic, and Amanda does help some of the patients that come through here that have different health concerns, how does your work relate to them when they have a very physical condition?
Well, I look at it this way. I really come from the spiritual, emotional perspective of wellness, and I have seen it over and over again, not just in my clients, but in myself, that when there is an imbalance going on in your thinking and your feeling, where you especially have not cleared out emotions. We all have, events through our lives that affect us, and if we don't properly process those emotions, they end up storing in our body somewhere, and that storage ends up affecting us physically. And I've seen numerous cases where once they tapped into what the emotional trigger was underlying the illness, then they were able to release a lot of the symptoms of the illness. Not necessarily cure the illness because it's an underlying problem, but definitely release the symptoms.
Yeah, it certainly stands to reason, and you can appreciate that anytime a patient goes through a significant experience of illness, whether it's fibromyalgia or cancer and cancer treatment or that sort of stuff, you have emotional reactions to being ill. And I've seen and watched Amanda very much help these patients. So, next question. Give me an example of what kind of results you get with your work.
I will just briefly mention two, I'll say dramatic health results. I had a client who came to me with symptoms of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and she wasn't able to do her job anymore because of it. And after 2 sessions of really just doing some exploring of her life, and she had a very challenging life, we were actually able to tap into a memory for her that she was able to release with my help, and it actually released a lot of her symptoms of the chronic fatigue. It was amazing.
Wow.
I was shocked, but that was how much it had held into her body, right? The memory.
So what do you mean by release a memory?
So what I mean is that if we have not processed an emotion, right? A memory, it's has an emotion attached to it. So we have something negative happen to us, and we do not allow ourselves, we're chronically not allowing ourselves to feel our feelings because we're told, it's okay, it'll be fine, don't worry about it. You really need to feel your feelings. If they're anger, if they're grief, whatever it is, you have to give yourself permission to feel them. If you don't, and you think, and lots of people get in situations where it's not safe to feel their feelings, you bottle it up. And if you bottle it up, it has to go somewhere. And our bodies are the vehicles for our emotions. And if we're not releasing it, our body shows the evidence.
Yeah, one of the ways I explain to my patients about emotions and emotional health is that an emotion is simply your body's reaction to the thoughts that you are thinking, and it has no other job but to be discharged and expressed. So if you are unable, for whatever reason, to release the emotion that goes along with the experience that you're having, that's when you get that bottled up effect, right? So Amanda's work sounds like you were able to help this fibromyalgia patient release something that she had been holding on to for a long time and just simply needed to express. Yeah. It's amazing the connection that you'll get when there are mental emotional underpinnings to a condition. So my next question is there a difference, can you help everybody like this?
No, I mean, not all illnesses obviously are emotionally based. Now, your emotions will affect if you have a particular illness, whether it's emotionally based or not. And it's really important to be conscious of that part of your wellness routine. But, it really comes down to as well whether or not you actually want to heal. I've had people in my practice who really didn't want to heal, and they're tied to the story that's brought them to this place, and that's fine. That's where you are. It's it's not up to me to judge whether or not you actually want to feel better or not. Right? And if you're ready,
it's not necessarily that they don't want to feel better, but oftentimes people don't recognize how a particular coping mechanism, which in some cases is the development of an illness, is functional, right? Sure. Every coping mechanism you come up with to a stressor or an event of any kind will be functional because it'll get you through something, right?
She's much more politically correct than I am.
I've just explained this.
No, she's right. I'm much more direct in my coaching.
She is, I promise you, she is.
Very direct. I'm funny, but I'm direct.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of correlation. When people come in with different ailments, I'm at a point now where I can almost nail what the emotion is behind the ailment. So, it's
picks up on it pretty quick.
Yeah, it's fun for me. It's almost like
solving a bit of a puzzle, right?
Yeah,
I feel the same way about figuring out a diagnosis with people, right? It's a puzzle to solve. So with that, it's interesting to note that, as Amanda was saying, you can either have the mental emotional experience to whatever you're going through is always going to be there. But is it the root cause of your illness, or is it just something that has happened as a result of going through the illness? And in either case, all it needs to do is be discharged in some way. So Amanda really helps with that. So I think, was that all my questions? Yeah, if you guys have any questions out there that you want to ask Amanda, she'll be answering them in the comment section down below. So go ahead and ask. And also, she is having a webinar where what have you titled your webinar?
3 mindset strategies to rock your life and business. Because on this, I also do entrepreneur coaching on the side.
Life coaching and business coaching. I think that's your tagline.
Yeah.
I knew I got it somewhere.
And, feeling stuck and not knowing which direction to go in is, it's a common theme in life and business. And mindset is the key to all of it. So mindset is how you think about your problems, how you choose to solve your problems and how you think about life in general. And
there's always a better perspective on something, and something that will help whatever event is going on in your life feel better to you, so that and enable you to move forward empowered rather than stuck by.
Yeah. So I'm sharing 3 of my favorite tips on.
I'm logging in. It's gonna be awesome.
And of course, it comes with laughter.
Yeah.
That I've had to use on myself over the years, because obviously I couldn't coach if I hadn't taken myself through the same process. I had coaches that have helped me over the years, because this wisdom didn't come easy.
And you will get to know much more about that story when you log into the webinar.
That's right.
So you can find the login information, or the link for the webinar, so you can register down below, and we look forward to seeing you and chatting in the comments.
Yep, and we'll be back next Thursday with another topic.
Laura and Amanda versus Facebook Live.
Okay.
Part 5.
Bye.
Out.